No getting around it. The weather has changed. We've had frosts and freezes and snow in Maine. Summer is gone. Autumn is here, and we are changing our tastes accordingly. With us tonight on 207 to talk about some different wines for Halloween and harvest, Maia Gosselin from SipWineMaine.com. Thanks for coming in. You've got 5 different wines for us, and the theme is, as we said, harvest and Halloween wines.
My favorite time of year. Halloween's a big deal in our house.
So these are wines that have a little more body, not quite as crisp, and maybe not as refreshing and light as what we drink in the hotter weather.
Those cold nights, fire pit, when you're trick-or-treating maybe with your kids or handing out some candy, raiding the candy stash.
All right, let's get started. Where do we begin?
So we're going to start with a bubbly. This is the Fink's Widow, so very appropriately named. This is a field blend from California, Chenin Blanc and Chardonnay. It's a Blanc de Blanc, meaning white from white. This is made in the Charmat method, so like a Prosecco. It's a bit fuller. It's not exactly what I would call a heavy sparkling wine, but it's certainly not as dry and light.
I like that. That is very nice.
It has a little bit of honey in it almost. That's from the Chenin Blanc, and then a little green apple note, and that's from the Chardonnay.
All right, that's the sparkling one. What's number 2?
Delicious. So this is the this is a new discovery and a wine I'm in love with, the Erbalucci di Caluso. This is a DOCG wine from Piedmont. You would almost never see Erbalucci anywhere outside of Piedmont. The grape is indigenous to Italy. This is dry but soft. It has a little snap to it, and again, a little bit of an apple note in there. And I actually, when I tasted this, thought of a green apple dum-dum.
You said that you were in love with it right from the start. What was it that hit you?
What I loved was that it was fuller and softer, but it didn't have any sort of, there's no oak on this, there's no big Powerball in it.
What's the price on that, Maia, roughly?
$17, $18.
$17, $18.
So drinkable, and that's a great fish wine as well. A
All
heavier
right.
fall fish.
Number 3.
So this is Chenin Blanc, Le Capitaine, Les Aumônes, Vouvray. Vouvray always is Chenin Blanc from the Loire Valley. This is Autumn in a Glass. There's lots of rich fruit in here. There's a little honey again, just like in this sparkling wine. Maybe pineapple, pear. This is certainly...
That's a wonderful description. Autumn in a glass.
Autumn in a glass.
What made you come up with that? What is it about this wine that made you come up with that phrase?
I think that sort of heavier fruit note made me think of fall, harvest.
Oh, I can see what you mean. Yeah, that is... Wow.
And the finish on that, it's got, again, it's got a little bit of a pop to it, but there's some definite acidity in that.
Batting 3 for 3 in my book, Maia.
Okay, good.
All right, on to the reds.
So here we have the Lenore Syrah. This is from Washington State. Corvidae is the winery. Obviously, they have a love for birds. And Lenore, of course, is a reference to Edgar Allan Poe's Lenore from The Raven. So this is, again, very Halloween appropriate.
Right, with the dark, ominous raven.
Syrah often has dark red fruit notes, maybe some chocolate, even some cocoa, a little tobacco in it. This is Syrah, which is also the same grape as Shiraz, grown in different regions. Is typically known for being a big heavy hitter, but this is a little bit lighter.
Yeah, that's not a particularly strong wine. It doesn't hit you hard by any means.
But definitely, I think that's gorgeous.
That's a nice one. 4 for 4. Let's move on to the 5th. See if we can make a clean sweep here.
The Ironstone Cabernet Franc, a California one. Cab Franc is one of the grapes that's known for being the 3rd grape in a Bordeaux blend. It's also in Chignon from the Loire, but it does very well here in the States as a single varietal wine.
You say this one is big and bold, and I'm already detecting that.
Big and bold. There's even you can almost detect a little bit of tobacco, wood, dark fruit on this.
What kind of food would this go well with?
Hearty food. Big steaks, stews, braised meats. I'd have this. This would be my fire pit wine.
So
I would say,
the kind of food that we eat as the temperatures drop, and we're looking for those bigger, rugged, more dishes. You've got candy there.
I do have some candy. Of course, I have candy. I did a lot of research on this. So, probably my first pick for candy would be the Snickers with the Syrah. They really just that's a cannot miss pairing, in M&Ms with the Cab Franc. And then for the rest of these, it's sort of anything with apple and fruit notes in it, you can't go wrong. And maybe a Twix.
I love it. The candy and wine pairing. What could be better for Halloween?
I work hard at what I do.
Maia Gosselin from SipWineMaine.com. Thank you so much.
Pleasure being here.
Stay with us. We're back with more of 207 in just a moment.